Welcome to the Marvin Pierce Dog Teacher Podcast, where we discuss various dog training topics to help you become the best leader for your dog. Marvin Pierce has over 20 years of experience with obedience training for dogs located in the Sherwood, Oregon area. Offering private lessons and group clinics, the dog teacher has been able to change the lives of dog owners by helping them develop and maintain an obedient dog. For more information, contact us at marvinpiercedogteacher.com.
Normally for Facebook Live or a podcast, though, we do it at the time that we.
But we're not normal
doing
today.
Okay.
We're different.
See, people, this is before the scenes. 8 minutes early. Look at this already. So we have to wait, I guess, until
No, we're
5:45.
We'll just sit here in silence until 5:45.
I don't know how that would happen. Well, I would. You'd be on your phone. That's the only way could happen. Otherwise, we'll be debating on something. I think we should debate on something. What do you think? Throw somebody under the bus again. We ain't done that for a while.
Who are you gonna throw under the bus?
I don't know. I know who we're not throwing under the bus. Me. You know, I see some of my old notes here from a long time ago.
Yeah.
A year ago.
Yeah.
That's how much I've wrote on here, none in the last year. What do you expect from your dog? Mm-hmm. Today, most people expected failure.
I don't think.
Debate. Did you see anybody tell their dog to sit down and walk off and expect them to stay? I'm waiting.
I'm thinking thoughtfully.
Brett, you were there. Did you see anybody? Oh, Brett's busy eating a Girl Scout cookie, right? Why do they not sell Boy Scout cookies? Do boys not make cookies? I thought we were debating. That's a good question, huh? That could be a new thing. Selling Boy Scout cookies next year, by golly. So, Brett, the question was, did you see anybody that knew their dog was going to stay when they laid them down today and walked off? Or were you watching?
I feel like Jim and Finn, he knew that his dog was gonna stay.
Did he?
You know
Yeah.
what? I will tell you, there was one person that was confident, and that was Grace. From my
No.
perspective, there was one person that seemed confident, and it was Grace.
Well, not on that part.
Okay.
The Grace did really good today and was very confident and proved me wrong in one category.
You asked from my perspective.
But
Thanks,
the
Brett.
sit and down, I think Jim knew Finn was gonna stay. I think
Finn stayed? I thought he got up.
when Grace went to sit Lincoln, she used her leash, I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, it was a really good class. And I think that people, you know, I seen something the other day, somebody, I don't remember what they were doing. I think it was one of the pig hunting deals I was watching, Pig Trappers. And he talked about he spent money now on pig traps instead of the things he did before when he was younger than ran around that he shouldn't really have done, you know. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes with the dogs and people, it could really be the same thing, you know. Instead of going out to dinner tonight with 3 or 4 people, you know, you could actually eat at home and then put the money in a dog clinic or a class or lessons or something, you know.
Yeah.
And people, I feel they don't do this as much as they could or should sometimes. Somebody yesterday was talking about they should have put that training in there. Oh, we're talking about Cy. And somebody walked through the kennel and they're like, yeah, if we would have put that kind of effort in our dog when it was that age, then we could have had a really cool dog by right now, you know. And people sometimes don't, you know. Not all people. Some people have perfect dogs, I've heard, but There's a lot of people talk about, well, let them be puppies, you know, let them grow up. And when you do that, then you have to train a dog instead of a puppy, you know. And it makes a lot of difference, I think, sometimes, because if you work more with the puppies, they would be easier to live with until they become dogs, and then they'd kind of be trained by the time they become dogs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It makes people's life a lot easier. So, Brett, do we have anybody on here yet since we're not on yet?
3 people.
Anybody got any questions?
Not yet.
Suzanne, is she on there? She'll
Don't see Suzanne.
probably on here at 5:45 and a half.
Sharp.
Yeah.
Right on time.
So, Bianca, what do you want to talk about tonight? Me leaving you alone while you're on your phone?
Yeah, because I'm updating something that I'm going to share on Facebook Live. So one moment.
Okay. So, Brett, how are you and Rue doing?
I haven't seen my dog in a couple days. That's a good question.
Hey, I seen her. She's up to kennels, I think.
I don't know how we're doing.
I see her and Libby running around.
Do you want me to answer that question?
Go for it.
Wow. I think Brett puts in like little to no effort in his training, but he keeps his dog out of trouble.
That's the main thing.
And he places her all the time.
And hangs out with her.
Mm-hmm. But like, she's never just wandering unless he turns her loose in the yard to wander.
Yeah.
Like she has instruction throughout her day, and he keeps her out of trouble.
And you know, that's one of the big things that a lot of people talk about. They have a big old yard for their dog, but their dog gets a free run and dig holes and tear up the grass and track mud in the house and stay in trouble. And I think if, not always, but majority of the time, if people had an outdoor pen for their dogs to go in with some kind of dog house, you know, where they can go in and look out and watch it rain or snow or whatever, you know, depending on the dog and the temperatures, I guess. But a lot of times their dogs would be a lot happier than having to be in the house all the time. You look at people that's trapped in the house all the time, it gets like stir crazy. You know, and a lot of times these dogs, like Jody's dog Rio, she'll lay out here in the back porch. Well, on the ground outside the door, I should say, not on the porch, but outside. She'll lay there and just watch cows out in the field or the wind blow or whatever and just be perfectly happy laying there.
Yeah.
And a lot of dogs don't get opportunities to do that because they're always in the house, you know, whether
Right,
people's
right.
home or whether they're gone or in the house.
Well, and the world is so backwards right now because if you say that your dog spends a lot of time outside, people feel bad for the dog.
Yeah.
And dogs really like it outside.
Like Pearl, you know, but she is a livestock.
She's
dog.
she's very much an outdoor dog,
Yeah,
but
she
there are
does it, but she can
are-
come in and hang out.
yeah, yeah. But there are plenty of dogs that would enjoy more outdoor time.
For sure. And a lot of these little lap dogs like it, you know. I mean, the weather's got to be good.
For
but,
sure, yeah.
Gee, they love it. I remember Jody's mom's dog come over to Bear and hung out. And, man, that dog, I don't know how many years ago it was, but he'd follow her across the farm. I mean, he wasn't real fast, but what was that thing, a Pomeranian or something? But it loved it outside hanging out with her, you know. And so I think there's so many times that people's dogs don't get an opportunity. And not everybody lives in the country either, but even if you live in town, if you have a house and a yard, you know, you could always put your dog a pen. It don't have to be huge. You don't want them running around in there doing backflips and cartwheels and tearing up stuff and getting hurt, you know. But
Right.
they can still lay out there. And for me, one of the pens we have, part of the, when we have sunshine, part of the pen's in sun and part of it's in shade, so the dog has a choice
Right.
of which end it wants to lay on, you
Yeah,
know.
and has
But-
cover.
Yeah, you'd be amazed at how many times when it's really warm out, the dog will still be laying there in the sunshine, just soaking up the sun. So I think it's a good opportunity for dogs to be able to get out of the house and not be stir crazy and always trying to get in trouble. So
Got a couple things from people. Kathleen Carl says, great training today at CGC, Kathleen and Lily.
Thank you.
Which
She
dog?
did good. Lily, the golden retriever.
oh yeah, really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I mean,
she
a whole
did.
lot better than she did when we met her.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
she's really
she's
done good with your
mellowed out
dog.
a lot. The next class is going to be March 10th, and we're going to do it at Rogers Landing.
Oh, really? That'll be interesting. What if it's snowing or raining? You just gonna move it
Yeah, I'll
or bring raincoats?
I will revisit if it's pouring rain.
I could sit in the car and help.
Yeah. We're not going to stand in the
video.
rain for 2 hours.
Wrecked the video from the car. One of the things I want to talk about is some of our clients and stuff, like Oregon, Arlen Vineyard. Mm-hmm. Janice, she has a wine tasting facility, and she sells wine and stuff here in Newburgh. If you need some wine or do a wine tasting, get a hold of her. And then our products and stuff, we sell. Some people don't even know that we do sell canine ballistic dog beds, and we sell leashes and pinch collars, prong collars. What else do we sell? Oh, vitamins. We sell probiotics. I don't even know what else we do sell. Do you?
We sell books, dog pacers.
Oh yeah, we do. We have a
Collapsible
treadmill.
bowls,
Kennels.
clothing, jackets.
Gunner kennels. We have a really cool shop.
Yeah.
Brett will link it. Check out the shop.
Yep.
Yeah, and then go to our YouTube page and hit subscribe, right? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Brett's been working on that pretty hard here the last few weeks, and it's starting to grow pretty fast. And so go on there and hit subscribe and like and follow us on there, and because we're on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. We got podcasts on Spotify and Apple.
Yep.
So go in there and check them out. And any of you that don't know, that I did write a couple books at one time about catching cattle with my dogs and working cow dogs and stuff. They're pretty nice. They're 2 books about short stories about working with my dogs. So they're pretty interesting. Brett, you got anything else to add to this?
Kathleen said she likes your paw sweatshirt. She said, new paw sweatshirt, ? Cute, Bianca. She said, model for us.
And it has Concho on the back and Marvin Pierce,
Really?
dog teacher. I think, right?
Oh, it does. Yeah.
Ooh.
Concho. I haven't seen him forever.
Yep.
We're supposed to make some with bear on them, but we're always like in hot debate on that, I guess is what you call it. Yeah.
We wouldn't debate if you would just listen.
Just write a check. Write a check or send a card. There's no debate. But we keep on wanting to make one a bear. But I think with bears, we should do a limited edition color. And then we change the color later to a different color. Because he's becoming famous,
Mm-hmm.
If y'all haven't seen him on the internet, he's like talking smack about people and dogs and all kinds of stuff. You never know where he's going to pop up or what.
It'll take us 90 days to agree on a color. So
That's what I said a while back, didn't I, Brett? It'd be spring before we ever had a sweatshirt.
Kathleen asked if they can be customized with their dog's photo on them.
no, we have them pre-ordered.
You mean they're
Like Lily on the sweatshirt.
Oh yeah, that'd be complicated.
Yeah, it would.
We have to do a mass bulk order.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
do some negotiating. But right now we're going through employee dogs, but we only have Bear and Concho.
And Scout.
Oh, we have 3 now.
Yeah,
No, we have Scout
Well-
and Concho, not Bear.
correct.
Bear's still in the sky up there, or whatever you call it.
In the cloud.
Yeah, in the clouds. There you go. That's the right word. He's zooming around. He's waiting to land at a shirt shop. But we will have his out. Might be next winter, but we'll have him out. Might be on T-shirt coming soon or something. So, Brett, you got anything else?
Suzanne says, hi, guys.
Hi.
Suzanne, how are you doing tonight? You missed part of the debate because we started about 8 minutes early, so the hot topics are in the past now.
No.
So, Bianca, what's the hardest dog you've worked with lately?
The hardest dog.
To get to do something.
Is this a trick question?
No. Just asking you what your hardest dog was.
This seems like a trap.
I've got another question.
Ina.
Oh, the down?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tough.
Every time you told her to down, she would scoot sit. She would just move a foot. She was sitting,
Well,
you tell her
she's
down, and she'd move a
confused,
foot,
yeah.
and then she'd move. She'd stay in the sit, but she'd move a foot, and then move a foot,
She
move
wouldn't lay
a
down.
foot.
And for me, it was not a hard dog to lay down, in my opinion, compared to some dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the one dog we had? It took us like 3 weeks to get it to lay down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what dog that was, but it was just a power struggle.
It was way more than 3 weeks,
It just
and it was Manny.
wouldn't lay down. Well, yeah, Manny too, but we had a big dog.
Oh, that was a hound.
Yeah.
June.
Yeah, and it was just, some of the dogs are just really, really hard, but once they get it, like Ina now out in the field without a leash, I can tell her down.
Me
she's like,
too.
"Oh,
Yeah,
so I'm good
but
now."
she was really confused.
She was. I don't think she
Yeah.
knew what we wanted, and then she didn't want to do it either. She didn't want to lay down.
No.
Somebody the other day told me they thought their dog was something. Maybe it's something wrong with my dog's hips because it can't lay down. I'm like, does it sleep standing up? They're like, no. I said, then it could probably lay down. And so sometimes the dogs just, I don't know, they kind of win one over on us, and it makes it really hard to overcome it sometimes. Like Ina. And she's a strong dog. She's not one you can just push her over and have her laying down. She's like braces up, ready to go to war.
Yeah.
So Brett, what do you got?
Someone's asking if we have sweatshirts available in stock currently.
Just a couple, 2 or 3.
Very few.
And I don't know what size.
We
they
could
are.
have more, but Marvin hasn't approved the order.
We have a power struggle right now on ordering stuff around here.
Paula Smith says, what about Ruben?
Reuben.
Like maybe about the challenging dogs. I think
Our
it was
little
Ruben.
buddy?
Reuben was not hard at all. No.
Ruben was just
I
cool.
wonder, are you,
If we're talking about the same dog.
yeah, what about Reuben, if you're talking about the Corgi? Because Reuben is just cool.
Suzanne said,
It would drag you down, though, when he got here.
Oh, yeah. Well, and he didn't come to you.
Yeah.
He ran the other direction
Yeah.
when you said Reuben
If he
come.
had said go, he might have
Yeah.
came to us.
what? Suzanne said the Bernedoodle had the hard time downing. Oh, the Bernedoodle had the hard time downing.
The Bernedoodle. Oh, the one that Suzanne had.
Yeah, and it's just so, to me, there's a million and one different ways, I think, to teach a dog to down, and for me, if I made a video on teaching a dog to down, it could be like 3 days long sometimes, just because there's so many different dogs and different theories. Like dog named Bronk yesterday, he couldn't decide if he wanted to eat me or not on laying down, and he knew to lay down, and he laid down really well, but he just got really aggravated because his people was here and his sister was here, his real dog sister, not a person sister, but he just had a really hard time. And for me, when it comes to dogs like that, I don't feel you always have to win, and I think I told Bianca that later, that I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to get that dog to lay down while the owners was there. Again, I had him lay down a couple times, but I finally told the owners, because his mouth was open like that, he was really aggravated at us. And I finally told the owners I was going to get him to lay down one more time and was going to bail off of that subject. And then he just flopped himself down. It was like, okay, I'll just lay down. So it's kind of funny how he changed his mind then, but we went out into the woods and he had a real hard time with it because before his sister always picked on him, and now she didn't pick on him, and he just had a hard time figuring out what to do and what not to do. Mom and Dad Mom and Grandma and Grandpa, I guess, weren't here. He was fine. He ran around with dogs, started playing with dogs.
Yeah.
But once they showed up, he really had a hard time focusing on anything. And before we came back from the woods with him, him and his sister took off and went for a little run together, which was kind of nice to see it. And they weren't even aggravating and chewing on one another. They just went for a run and come back. So it was really nice to see him get to do that. Brett, anything?
Kathleen Carl says, Lily used to sit and scoot back young at 14 months now. Does it great at 22 months.
Yeah, Ina was a scooter. I said Ina was a scooter. She would just scoot.
Yeah.
Scoot.
Well, it's almost like some people teach their dogs to speak and they drink.
Oh, what?
Or play drums. And
I
they
tried
drink.
to show Janice yesterday, and I said speak, and he got a stick. And I was like, never mind.
He what?
He got a stick.
Oh?
I was like, he's defected.
Yeah, he's confused. Yeah, you have to have him in a certain environment probably to do
Yeah,
all
there
the
can't be a whole lot of other things for him to do.
Yeah.
But he always kind of glitches out with stuff like that. Like, I'll tell him to load up, and if there's something else on the way, he's like,
default.
yeah, he's got a glitch.
Well, his mom's kind of that way, you know. Sometimes she gets sidetracked once in a while. So maybe it's just from hanging out with her too much. But I think that for me, one of the things I see a lot with dog training is people have a hard time having fun training their dogs.
Yeah.
And once they learn to have some fun training them.
There's a time when you have to have some seriousness, but it
Well, you
shouldn't
can be serious and have fun.
I know, but like there's times when something's really challenging and you need to just like take a deep breath and not be anxious, and it's hard to have fun when you're trying to do that. But I think that you should not get stuck in the seriousness.
Hey, we can throw Mariah under the bus real quick. She's right out on here.
If she is on here, you wouldn't throw her under the bus?
I probably would anyway.
My goodness.
So like me the other day, I was in the barn really struggling trying to get a dog to do something that I wanted, and it done something stupid, and Mariah started busting up laughing. And luckily I didn't have something I was throwing it at her. Because here me and this dog was going through a power struggle, and she thought it was funny. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
And it's something like Bianca would do sometimes too. And I do it sometimes if we're not, like Mariah's dog trying to eat her foot. I would have laughed about that.
I totally laughed.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything like, wow, you need to get your dog under control. I just thought it was hilarious.
That's
Yeah.
cool, your dog eating your foot. And your,
Edith
your
has
shoe.
also done that before. Like she
Is it OCD? What's that word called? Your dog OCD?
when they get like obsessive.
Yeah, and they just lose their shit, and that's what Edith does.
Yeah, she just
But not
fixates
nothing
on
like she used
something.
to.
No, she
I mean,
used to
that's so
attack feet
fun.
all the time.
Yeah, Mariah's
Yeah.
done so good with that dog, and that's a Patterdale Terrier, a little demon from
And
hell.
you used to let her chase leashes and bite them, so you taught her.
I didn't let her chase shoes. She couldn't bite my shoes. But we had her in there the other day in a round pen up on that deal. Training dogs. Me and you, right?
Yeah.
She bailed off a dozen times, but she
Twice.
stayed on there quite a bit. So
She did.
It's pretty fun to see her trying to be good. Well, Brett, you got anything besides a Girl Scout cookie?
No, you want one?
Man, I was wondering if he's going to offer any, but that's okay.
Jody came around and gave me like 6. She didn't even offer you guys
Oh,
one.
not one. Did she offer you any, Bianca?
No, but she gave them to us earlier.
Everybody's snoozing. We got like 10 people here.
Oh, cool. So let's talk something fun about a dog healing.
Ask them a question. I'll do a poll. I'll shoot them a poll and they can say yes or no. If you ask them a question, they can answer yes or no too.
Can you place your dog and have it lay and stay while you walk out of the room? That's a pretty good question. And I bet there's 10 people on there, probably one will be like, yeah. So let's go to,
Keep talking. Give it a couple minutes.
can you load your dog in a vehicle? What's the easiest way to load your, I have a video on about teaching a dog to load in a video.
Speaking of glitching,
Teaching a dog to load in a vehicle. I have a video on that, I think.
Okay.
And it's so easy, like, what's the smooth coat collie?
Stormy.
Stormy?
No,
No, the other one's just here.
Raya.
Ryla?
Raya.
Raya. Raya couldn't load in the vehicle without picking her up. She's a pretty good sized dog. Mm-hmm. And the people asked me about it, and so me and Mariah walked her out to the car that day. And we took one of our platforms that we leave laying out front to teach dogs to load up. And I loaded her up on that thing 4 or 5 times. Then she kind of almost jumped in the car. You know, I helped her a little bit. But I think she was tired too because she'd been training for a while. And then whenever they came back, they told us that she jumped in the car by herself. They were tickled to death because, man, alive, it's hard to load those big dogs up in your vehicles by picking them up. And the majority of the dogs we get here, I don't even know, 90% or more can't load by themselves in a vehicle. And it don't matter usually what age
most
they
people
are.
lift them up.
Yeah, they lift them up. And for me, I always say you have to lift them up because you've always taught them that you would. They jump their front feet in or on the car, and then you pick them up, put them in the car, and you don't ever change that over to where they jump in the car without you helping them. And for me, I think I've got a couple different videos that shows how to do that. One of them back in the old days on my cow dogs, I had a fairly high pickup, not like these jacked up dudes, but I backed it up to a bank where it was a foot off of it, and I had the pup jumping in there.
Oh yeah, it's on one of your videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I made it a little bit higher and a little bit higher, and then I put a bucket out there.
I think you
barrel.
used hay bales.
Maybe. But it's just, anything to help that dog have a shorter jump.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just add to it, I mean, sometimes if your vehicle is, say, 3 feet off the ground, probably kind of standard SUV, like ours.
Mm-hmm.
If you put something half that distance, and for me, instead of jumping the dog on that into the car, you just jump the dog on that and off of it and just run across it with your dog and play with your dog, and then you put it behind your vehicle and they'll jump in, and then you do that a few times, and the majority of the time, if you take that away, if the dog's big enough, or strong enough, you take that away and they'll jump in your vehicle when you ask them to load up. But for me, I just put the command to load up with it whenever I start doing that, and then I just teach them load up in the vehicle. So the other day, whenever you made that video with Gus staying in a dog box when you open the door,
Oh yeah, yeah.
The thing is with that is the majority of the people, when they do load their dog or crate their dog, they're excited. The person is excited or more about getting the animal out than the animal is about getting out, and so they just get that adrenaline going, and then the dog bails out of whatever it is or out the front door of the house or whatever. So with Gus, that was a really nice video because of the fact he was laying in there. He wasn't even standing up. He's like, I don't care. Just let me know when you want me to get out.
Right.
It makes a lot of difference when you take the time and train the dog to do that. And we're talking next year, I don't know, but right now we're talking about doing a big booth at Sportsman Show in Portland. Next February.
Yep.
So we're pretty excited about that. So we're trying to get some things and ideas together what we're going to do while we're there. So, Brett, you got anything?
Kathleen Carl said yes, kind of, to your poll.
So that's a no.
That's a no.
Kind of is definitely a no.
Anything else, Brett?
No.
So we're not going to stay on here real long this evening. We just had dinner, and Jody cooked us a dinner, and we ate. So we decided we'd get on Facebook for a little while and talk some about dog training. So I think that one thing that people don't do too is use a long line for their dogs enough when they're trying to train on them for a recall or even a place down stay, People don't use long lines as much as they could to help them out because a lot of times people are scared to get over their leash length away from their dog because they're going to break place and run off, or down and run off, or stay and they're going to run off. Us, we've got 15, 20, 30 foot long lines. We had a 50 foot one, I think we cut it up one time, made 2 smaller ones, but anything like that, just to give yourself more confidence that your dog ain't going to get away. Because a lot of these dogs that we get a lot of dogs that come here that people can't catch if they get away, and it's just it's traumatizing if you're not in a fenced-in area and your dog gets loose from you and runs off. So
you got 33%. So one person voted yes. And then 67%, 2 people voted no. So only 3 people voted, and there's 10 people here.
So that means the majority of them are no. Because if they're they'd be like, yeah, man, my dogs stay all day. I can go drink a bottle of wine and come back and they'll still be sleeping.
Yep.
My dogs do pretty good. I don't know. Bear will.
My dogs do pretty good.
Yeah, Mari probably would.
I can place all 3 of my dogs in the yard and go inside.
But you work with your dogs a lot.
Yeah.
I don't work with mine.
Yeah.
Maury probably would.
I work with yours. They'll both do it.
Yeah, they might do it.
Yeah.
Depending on the day. If somebody offered him a cheeseburger or pizza crust. Hey, how many of you people have seen where's our stuff at about Bianca feeding my dog pizza crust?
All
YouTube.
over. That's on TikTok. That's on YouTube. That's on Facebook. That's on Instagram.
So if any of you are not, you should jump on those places. And like I said earlier, hit subscribe on YouTube and like. And follow us on there because we've been putting videos of Bear up being silly. So there's 3 up now or 4.
Four now.
There's one of Tilly, me and Mari being stupid, or silly, I guess. Ain't stupid, being silly, having fun. So go in there and check them out. We're trying to have some fun with that, and people are enjoying it, and dogs are enjoying doing it. So, Bianca, anything you want to add? You act like you're not even here. You act like you're fishing or something. Huh?
I'm not. I'm here. Just the Canine Good Citizen class.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
On the 10th at noon.
You have one a day with 5 or 6 people in it?
It was really fun.
Yeah,
Good
it
group
went-
of people,
it went
good
really
group
well.
of dogs. Yeah.
It's fun seeing Pico here. We hadn't seen her for a long
Really
time.
impressed with how well Pico did with how long it's been since we've seen her. She did great.
And even the black and white
Keanu,
dog.
too. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
dog does so
A
good.
couple of the dogs we'd seen recently, so I knew that they
Yeah.
would do well. But it's fun to see dogs that you haven't seen in so long.
Still being good.
Yeah.
Because I always wonder, struggle about it if I haven't seen a dog in a year. You know, God, what are they doing? How are they doing? You know, is it locked in the closet? And then once you see them, and they're doing great. It's like, that's pretty cool. They just don't need our services, and they don't come by and hang out with us.
And
you
now
know,
she's
don't
just
say dogs.
she wants to push them a little farther, and
Yeah.
has just signed him up for a few things, and it's great.
And it's fun, you know, to see the dogs like that get to go out and do stuff and hang out and be a dog. And it's just, the weather wasn't quite as nice today as it's been.
It was a
the
little
last couple
cold,
days,
but at least it wasn't pouring rain.
Yeah, and the wind wasn't blowing crossways like it is
Yeah.
now. It's pretty bad out there right now. But so, if you don't have nothing to add, I think we're going to bail.
I don't think so.
Suzanne's awful quiet tonight. That's unusual. I have a message from somebody.
Kathleen says, "Thanks, guys. I appreciate the additional communication and support. It helps."
You what, Brad? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm excited for her and Lily.
Kathleen Carl says, couple things. Kathleen Carl says, having the dog leave the door after you is a concern of mine. And then after that, Kathleen Carl said, "Thanks, guys. I appreciate the additional communication and support. It helps."
Thanks. For me, you know, the door thing is one of the huge things for all people and their dogs. But I think people work too much inside the door and not outside the door. Your dog should be good inside. It shouldn't bolt through the door without you going with it. But when it gets outside the door, you should be able to stop, turn around, go back in the house. It should follow you.
Right, right. Yeah.
And that's the thing that people don't seem to work on as much. So,
Yeah.
all right, Brett,
Yes, sir.
we're going to bail.
Okay.
Hey, thanks everybody. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Marvin Pierce Dog Teacher Podcast. If you found this information helpful, we suggest following even more of our dog training tips and resources on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search Marvin Pierce Dog Teacher.